It is a great time to be a Georgia Bulldog fan right now. Kirby Smart has the Dogs 13-0, number one in the country, and once again in the college football playoffs. Stetson Bennett is a Heisman finalist. Anyone would have thought that after the Kentucky game? He's going to be in New York, and the Georgia staff are just rocking and rolling on the recruiting trail right now. Lots going on. Of course, that's what this video is all about. The coaches are out on the road doing in-home visits with some of their top 2023 targets. A lot of that coming up right now. But quick recap. A couple days ago, actually on Sunday, Samuel Mpemba, five-star edge defender, IMG Academy, committed to Georgia, giving them an elite pass rusher in this class. And they also picked up a commitment from one of the top offensive line prospects in South Georgia out of Brunswick, and Jamal Merriweather, who flipped from Central Florida to Georgia, had the green light to commit yesterday, and he made the flip. Long kid with a lot of size of potential. He's got some development to do, but not a guy who's going to come in and play right away. But you can't teach size, you can't teach length, and he's got that. He's got a lot of potential, so he's a guy that they said, you know what, come on board, we'll develop you, we'll coach you up, we think you're going to be a really good player. So back-to-back commitments in the 23 class. As I said earlier, coaches have been on the road. Starting on Sunday, confirmed that Glenn Schumann was in Alabama Sunday, I believe it was, to check on James Smith and Quay Russaw, two five-stars out of Montgomery. James Smith, five-star defensive tackle. Quay Russaw, five-star edge defender. You got to have as many of those guys as possible. I don't think Georgia's going to land either one, but hey, that's where Glenn Schumann went first from what I've gathered. They're still pushing for those guys right now. I think Alabama's the team to beat for both, but hey, you never know until it's time to sign. So that's where Glenn Schumann was. Dell McGee was out in California visiting his four-star running back commit, Roderick Robinson, who was just running through teams left and right in San Diego. He is a living legend out there now. They've had a lot of really good running backs come through that program where he's at in Lincoln. I think Terrell Davis was one of them. And I think Roderick Robinson is, on the Mount Rushmore of running backs to ever come out of San Diego. Big deal. Dell McGee went to check on him. Todd Hartley was also in California to see Walker Lyons, four-star tight end, former Stanford commitment. He's a big deal too. It's hard to tell Todd Hartley no if you're a major tight end prospect in the country. So he's still out recruiting. I think he's going to try to visit in-home with Deuce Robinson in the Phoenix area as well soon. Not sure when that is going down. That could be a next week type of deal. But Todd's out there recruiting, doing his thing. Once again, on Monday, which was yesterday, this has been on Dog Post for a few days now, but Kirby Smart, Stacy Searles went and saw offensive line commit Joshua Miller in Virginia, three-star guy, plenty of size. So it looks like he, still has an opportunity to sign with Georgia. Didn't know if he was going to stick in this class or not. Looks like he is. Tuesday, which is today. Today's Tuesday. This morning, Kirby Smart and Brian McClendon we're in Texas to visit with Anthony Evans, one of the fastest prospects in the country. Elite track star speed at wide receiver. Chose Oklahoma over Georgia in August. I was surprised. I did not see that coming. Eventually, they end up flipping him from Oklahoma. He's happy to be a Bulldog, and they were out there to make sure he is locked in because he is crazy fast, and now he is firmly committed to Georgia. That was on Dog Post a couple days also as well. Reported on Sunday night, Pierce Sperlin, four-star tight end, told me that Kirby, Todd Monken, and Todd Hartley, all three, were going to be at his house Tuesday. So it's happening today. Could be happening right now as you're watching this. But he expects the staff to have their in-home visit on Tuesday. That's what he told me on Sunday. So that's happening right now. A.J. Harris, five-star cornerback. He expected Fran Brown, defensive backs coach, for an in-home visit today at some point. I think that might be later tonight. I asked his dad, I said, well, is Kirby coming too or just Fran Brown? And he gave me this quote. It's over all Dog Post, but I'm going to let you hear it now. These home visits don't mean anything to AJ or us, he said. Really, we're trying to see how quick we can get AJ to campus to begin the development process, hoping he can be there within the next 2 weeks. Kirby doesn't have anything else to prove to us. AJ is locked in. So Kirby didn't have to go see him. This kid's been locked in with Georgia for a while now, and I think signing day is 21st, I believe. I think they're trying to get AJ up there the 22nd. They want him on campus learning, developing, practicing with the team as they get ready for Ohio State. Happens every year. A few kids get there in December. I think A.J. Harris is going to be one of those guys in this class. Wednesday, which is tomorrow, Kirby and Glenn Schumann are going to be in Tallahassee to visit with Raylan Wilson, one of the top 100 prospects in the country. A few outlets have him as a top 50 player in the country. Number 4 linebacker, number 3 linebacker, whatever site you look at for these recruiting rankings, he's there. He's the top 5 linebacker in the country. Fast, athletic, can cover, can hit, can run. There's a reason Glenn Schumann wanted this kid so badly. They were able to land him. He's locked in with Georgia. Gave me some quotes that are on Dog Post right now, so go check that out. I think they're going to go down to Tampa, visit with Troy Bowles. I reached out to Bowles and his family. Did not hear back. It's crazy. Everyone gets back to me. I don't know why. So I think he just must have forgot. That's okay. But I am going to assume that Kirby and company are going to make the trip from Tallahassee to Tampa to meet with Troy Bowles. And I think they're going to see C.J. Allen at some point in Middle Georgia and Lamar County, Barnesville at some point too. Just don't know when that's going to happen. Thursday, confirmed that Stacey Searles is going to be having an in-home visit with Monroe Freeling in South Carolina, the top prospect in South Carolina this year. Long, athletic, offensive tackle. He's elite. He's one of the best tackles in the country. The Georgia staff really, really likes him. He's lean. He's going to put on plenty of weight when he gets to Athens. He's got the height. He's got the length. Technically sound. Moves really well. Great footwork. This is a guy who I think could be a possible multi-year starter at tackle down the road. So this is a guy you need to know about. Monroe Freeling. And I think he's someone in his family told me that he's trying to get to Athens soon. He might be a December guy. Actually, no, he is playing in an All-American game. That's right. So he will be enrolling in early January. So one of the top offensive tackle prospects in the country, going to be in Athens officially in early January. And Stacey Searles will be an in-home visit with him on Thursday. And then Kirby and Del McGee are going to have an in-home visit with 4-star offensive line commit Kelton Smith on Thursday as well. We expect him to sign during the early signing day process, which starts, I think, again, on the 21st. Some of the days kind of get a little fuzzy. 20, 21st, 22. I think it's the 21st. So he's going to sign there, but he is not going to be enrolling early from what I can tell. So there's a lot going on. Damon Wilson, 5-star edge defender. A lot of smoke about him and Georgia. I reached out to him saying just, hey, do you have a timetable? Is this thing going to be over before signing day? Are you going to announce on signing day? Are you signing early, enrolling early? And he said, dude, I don't even know when signing day is. I'm taking it day by day. And when I'm ready, I'll be ready. So I think he's going to make a decision before signing day. So within the next couple of weeks, if he did it tonight, I think Georgia would be the pick. You're talking about 2 elite edge defenders and pass rushers, along with Gabe Harris, who's 6'5", 250, and can also get after the quarterback as well. 3 big-time pass rushers. Damon Wilson on one out, I think it's on 3. He's the number 4 player in the country. He can get after it. He looks the part. The film is outstanding. He knows how to get to the quarterback. He's just a natural, physically well put together, but the kid knows how to play too. He's not just a big kid learning a position. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to get after the quarterback. And put him on one side, Sam Mpemba on the other side. And Michael Williams, Marvin Jones Jr. is going to be really good as he continues to work and develop. He might be a guy who has a breakout year next year. They are just filling their defense with elite pass rushers, guys who can attack and get in the backfield and get after the quarterback. If they can land Damon Wilson, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy dynamic duo on the edge getting after the quarterback. We'll see if they take another defensive back. I think they're solid at linebacker. Doing my best to get the latest on Justice Haynes. It wouldn't surprise me if Del McGee had an in-home visit with him. I think that would be next week. But they should still be recruiting Justice Haynes and Caleb Downs, the 2 best players in the state of Georgia, in my opinion. Both currently committed to Alabama. But the way Georgia's rolling right now, it's hard to say no to guys like Kirby Smart and Del McGee and this Georgia program right now. I know they want to branch off, do their own thing, and it's Alabama. You can't falter any kid for wanting to go to Alabama. I get it, but I think Georgia's going to take one last swing at both of those guys. Not sure I could see it happening. I think they have a better chance of flipping Justice than Caleb Downs, but we'll see. I think it's going to be an excellent end of these last final 2 weeks. They've got official visitors coming on campus this weekend. I hope to have a big story on that over on Dog Post this weekend. Jordan Hill is announcing on the 22nd. Georgia, LSU, Florida. Florida State, I think, is the other team. But I think Georgia, it might be Alabama instead of Florida State. So Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Florida, I think are his final 4. I've liked where Georgia has sat with him for a long time now. I think Florida's given him a lot to think about. and Alabama is still Alabama. But right now, from what I'm hearing, I like their chances with Jordan Hall as well. So I expect Georgia to land one of the top 2 recruiting classes in the country. It all depends, I think, on the rankings, what site you look at. They've got different guys ranked where, but at the end of the day, as long as they get their targets, it's an A+. That's what it should go by. Not who's number 1, 2, 3, 4. It's did you get your guys? And the Dogs are getting their guys, except for a few here and there. But for the most part, the guys at the top of their board, especially on defense, they're landing and they're going to sign. And I do think this could be the best defensive class that Kirby has signed since he's been at Georgia. It sounds crazy after all the classes they've been bringing in, but these guys can play, and Georgia's defense isn't going anywhere for the foreseeable future. Stay tuned to Dog Post. We've got a lot of stuff coming up this week. This is recruiting. This is my time of the year. This is where I got to step up, get some good news out, get some scoop out. That's what I'm going to try to do over the next 2 weeks as we approach signing day later this month. I really appreciate y'all watching these videos. As always, stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I will see you over on Dog Post.